Hi again. This is our 4th day together. Is that correct? I have been thinking a lot as per usual. And the first thing that I would like to share is that I find I've yet to be able to figure out how I can speak to the camera without it sounding like a performance, or without it feeling inside like a performance. And I was thinking about this, and I strive for sincerity in my everyday life. Sincerity and honesty, that's kind of a synonym. Sincerity of expression is very important to me. Did I start the timer? I didn't. We're good now. Sincerity is really important to me. So I've been coming here being like, okay, I am present, I am sincere, and still, it doesn't quite feel good all of the time. And that's, I think, a part of the sincerity is being able to show up and express myself even when it doesn't feel good all the time. And at the same time, I think there's this difference between like maintaining a level of high vibration. Not to get all into spiritual jargon, which you know I'm a sucker for. Okay, I'm gonna document that in a tab in my brain to come back to. But there's a difference between this not feeling good because you have low energy, or okay, I am actively reworking how I think about this. Not feeling good because you have genuinely done something wrong, and not feeling good simply because you're not expressing yourself the way you want to be. And both of those are like, I mean, yeah, there can be an argument, and I would even argue that not expressing yourself is doing something wrong because it does damage to yourself and your brain. Like, you are building a pattern. I am building a pattern of, we are constantly writing the narratives in our head, right? If you're on board with that idea, then if I am not showing up authentically as myself, then I am writing a narrative in my mind that it is safer, that it is better to consistently show up as somebody not me. Meanwhile, that me inside is not like expressing herself. It sounds so silly, but I guess this leads into another point, which is that I don't, oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess that the first thing that wants to come up is the fact that I don't think that I like giving advice to people very much unless they ask for it. And this might be worth exploring deeper. Like, is it because I am so scared of like taking my own power of assertion becoming other people's narratives? And if that's the case, why am I scared of that? I could go down that rabbit hole. But where was I going with that? Oh yeah, it is, I like speaking from I statements. And I don't know if we can ever, like, even if I am giving advice, I don't know if there is ever a way that we can communicate with each other without simply just asserting ourselves. And if you know, I welcome you to share your theories with me, your thoughts and theories and ideas. And even that's all we can do, is share our thoughts and ideas And so where is this pressure coming from to say the right words so they can be received the right way? I mean, on the one hand, I care. I care about what people think. I care about making an impact of good on the world. And I care about knowing what that is and acting in alignment with that. But I can only, act from what I know and be open to the fact that I'm not always going to be right. And when I interact with people, I understand, or, attempt to understand that they are the exact same. But I find it interesting because I don't know how many people that I interact with on an everyday basis lead with that understanding that we can only speak from a place of our own experiences, even when giving advice, which is so simple, and it doesn't feel groundbreaking. So I suppose we all arrive to different conclusions at different points, and we all forget different pieces of information and need to be reminded of it at different times. And I don't think that's just life, right? I don't know. Maybe we'll come back to that. Back to self-expression. I was thinking about how it's often easier to do. Isn't it like the easiest thing to just be yourself, to be creative and do what you want? And oftentimes I think we can avoid it. Again, when I say we, I mean me and my observation of the world, which is heavily influenced by my own patterns that I already have and am working through and am observing. So, when I am avoiding an activity, it's often not because I don't want to do it. It is often because I want to do it so badly. So I have a cord plugged in here, and it's preventing me from being able to see what's going on. Now you can look at my beautiful face. I like looking at beautiful things, so I hope that I can share that with you as well. Anyways, when I am avoiding doing an activity, it is often because I want to do it so bad that I romanticize it and then save it for later. I really like the visual of holding cards in your hand in an Uno game, not wanting to use the wild card because it's not the right time. And I have a tendency to do this, or if I'm playing whist, to hold off on, to not bid even when I feel like it. And I think card games are a brilliant way to play test your psychological patterns in reality. I learn a lot about myself when I play cards with people. And this is something that I've gotten better at, and I now have a lot more fun playing cards. Anyways, and that can be applied to reality. These things that I want to do, playing guitar, sending an email because I want to communicate with someone, making a phone call, going to a place, chilling out, eating a nourishing meal, every single thing that I want to do that is, that I believe is good for me, and that would light me up, that would fill me with joy, that would be in alignment with my values, all the stuff is incredibly easy to do. I heard somebody say, I forgot the name of the person that they were quoting, but it was drop the noun, do the verb. And when it's put that way, and I reflect on my life, I'm already doing it. I'm waking up, I'm stretching, I sleep on a tatami mat because I wanted to at some point, and I communicated that, and then eventually it happened. Not always right away, but that doesn't mean there isn't a bunch of other things in life that I had to look forward to every single day. And, the things that I want most, I find, come to me after I speak them. And then let go. Almost like accept that I am exactly where I am at. And these are just, I suppose, basic principles of manifestation. But we all need reminders. And again, back to self-assertion and how that's all we can ever do. Me talking to this camera, if anything else, is a practice in me asserting myself, me telling myself what it is that I need to hear right now, and trusting that whatever I say is going to be that. If you are watching at any point, me in the future, some passerby who I would love to hear from dearly, anyways, anybody watching this, I would encourage, even though I just said I don't like giving advice, to find a way to do that. If you are feeling not yourself, think about, this is so cheesy, I don't even want to go here because I know how cliche it all is, and at the same time, I know that the biggest cliches are often cliches because there's a bit of truth in them, and they can become redundant, but sometimes we forget them and we do need to be reminded. And that is okay if you are judging yourself for being cringe, because you need to be reminded that smiling, like the mirror doesn't smile until you smile, then what the heck, if that is what helps you in the moment, who the hell are you hurting? Really? If it makes you smile, if it lights you up, then that's okay. That is brilliant. And if it doesn't, it also doesn't hurt anybody. If that is not what you need to hear, that is okay. All of these gurus on the internet are simply giving advice based on their experiences, based on, and not to discredit scientists or people who have spent years in a particular field. That's why we have experts on any subject. But it's not about knowing all the answers for yourself or for others. In fact, the more that we learn, the less that we are aware that we know. Oh my gosh, did I say that? The less that we are aware that we know. I mean, kind of checks out for me. But I believe the idea of learning is to constantly open ourselves up to new information, which means realizing just how much we do not know, which means our capacity for discomfort gets larger, but so does our capacity for the amount of discomfort that we may experience gets larger, but so does our freedom. And I think that that is a more than satisfactory trade-off. I will take that every single day. What are we here for if not freedom of expression? As I have said time and time again. Let's see how much time we have together. 2 minutes. I want to pull a tarot card because I want to. It's Aries season. Is that not what this is about? La la la. And then I might pull an oracle card before we have to depart. Boop, boop, boop. Is there a card that would like to come out today to close, to center, and maybe to give some clarity to whoever's watching this about what the heck I am talking about? Thank you. Interesting, we have the Page of Wands, and it kind of fell out like this. So I'm going to take this as a very neutral message, because being able to hold duality and neutrality, I think, can be a lot more fun, the page, than painting things as black and white. The Page of Wands kind of encapsulates exactly what I just said. Playing with reality, using the tools that you have, not to paint things as black and white, but to create whatever it is that your heart wants to create. There's so much more beauty there than a watered down like story of a hero and a villain, or do this, not that. Somebody that goes on a mystical journey with nuance, I find much more interesting than something so watered down. It's interesting that things that feel black and white, even though those are harsh contrasts, and I love contrast, can simultaneously feel watered down because it doesn't feel like it really depicts reality. Food for thought. And that is all the time that we have together. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and I give you lots of love, and you are a beautiful, beautiful soul. So have a wonderful day, and know that you are loved, you are seen, and you are worthy to be seen, even if you don't feel like it. Ta-da!